What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth, and today I'm gonna hit y'all with my thoughts on this new PaperRoute Woo and Snupe Bandz album entitled Boyz N The Hood. So, Snupe Bandz and PaperRoute Woo are two artists from the late great Young Dolph's label PaperRoute Entertainment. Both artists actually hail from the same part of South Memphis as Young Dolph, which is Castalia Heights, and they have both been featured on songs with Dolph as well as other PaperRoute artists since about 2020. But now they have linked up as a duo for this new project entitled Boyz N The Hood. Now, I'm not gonna do a full track-by-track breakdown of this release, but I thought it was good enough to recommend, especially if you like Memphis trap or if you have enjoyed any of the PaperRoute releases that have dropped within the last year or so. Since Young Dolph's untimely passing, I feel the artists on his label have been slept on and haven't been given enough attention, but sometimes that can happen when artists aren't on a major label. But all of these pre-releases have been really solid, whether it was Key Glock's last project, the Kenny Money, Big Moochie Grape, Jay Fizzle, and now this Snupe Bandz and PaperRoute Woo project. These artists on P.R.E. have all dropped consistent releases, which does show the Young Dolph knew what he was doing when he signed them. Now, I believe this project, Boyz N The Hood, was recorded in LA, and it contains 15 songs lasting approximately 45 minutes. Now, there are no beats from Bandplay, unfortunately, as he tends to kill everything he produces. But the bulk of the beats are dark, nocturnal, and atmospheric. As a whole, they do go hard and are reflective of that Memphis trap aesthetic. As far as the lyrics are concerned, I mean, these guys are trap artists at the end of the day, so the subject matter could be looked at as repetitive or even basic for some listeners. But they do have some one-liners here and there, and their voices complement one another pretty well. And it does sound as if they could be throwing subliminal shots at CMG artists throughout, and also Straight Drop, who is currently on trial for being one of Young Dolph's killers. So throughout this project, they do shout out Young Dolph and express their commitment to standing on PaperRoute business. Some of the tracks that stood out to me are Mold Me, which is actually the first song. I like the spooky keys and the chilling strings. They definitely bring you into their world over this Halloween sounding beat. The song Loyal, which is a single, has a polished but ominous trap beat that they do slide over. I like how it has the dark Memphis meets LA feel. Green Beam is another good one with a decent Bankroll Freddie feature, as well as this haunting late night production. Pop Out, which was their first single that was pretty big last year, still slaps as a Memphis turn-up anthem, but on this version they included a verse from Duke Deuce, who brought his wild, up-tempo crunk vocals as expected. Different Channel is a PaperRoute Woo solo track that stood out. I like the eerie gothic beat and how Woo was kind of telling his story. He even has some bars that were clever. Cross the Tracks is a spine-tingling banger. It's an ideal track for this Timberland and hoodie weather. Super Trap Bros also goes pretty hard, and it might contain the best instrumental from this project in that it was smooth but hard at the same time, and the chorus was somewhat catchy as well. I really think they could have used a Key Glock feature on that one, but then the last two songs, Damn Full and Straight Like That, end the album on a pretty hard-hitting note. Overall, I give this project a rating of 3.5 mics. It's straightforward street music that plays pretty well from the beginning to the end. Now, bar-wise, to keep it a buck, these guys aren't as skilled as Young Dolph, Key Glock, or even Big Moochie Grape, but they do have interesting enough voices, and their slow flows are pretty decent, and they do have a strong chemistry on records. Now, Snupe Bandz was the star of this as far as having the best breath control and delivery, but PaperRoute Woo definitely says some unexpected and interesting things at times. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's something to check out if you are a fan of Dolph and his artists, and you like hearing quality Memphis street music. But it's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out, but be sure to hit that like button and please subscribe. As always, is peace and blessings. Snupe Bandz, PaperRoute Woo, Boyz N The Hood. one.